I think it's because we have realized that there's huge value in what the classical agencies bring, and that is understanding a big idea and how that big idea can live kind of everywhere. What's been missing, I think, has been an ability to put digital into that. And I think the reason we're an agency to watch possibly is because we bake digital in right from the start. Digital informs everything that we do. We don't see digital as a channel. So it's very much around our philosophy and driven by our culture. So the philosophy is ideas should live in digital across a whole bunch of channels, and our culture is, we really live that. Our kids here, our youngsters, are digital natives, and so the guys that would traditionally have gone into classical agency and thought of big ideas for 30-second TV spots and 30-second radio spots are now thinking about it from a digital platform point of view, and really that is the only difference. Well, in the last 12 months, we've made some significant investments in classical advertising competence. We've hired Con Bertish in Cape Town, and we've hired Fran Lucken in Johannesburg. Con was the ECD at JWT in Cape Town, and Fran is the former ECD of Ogilvy Joburg. And so, those are significant investments. Because it also takes time to build this competence. You don't just hire one of these guys and then all of a sudden you start winning awards. It's a DNA thing. You need to start baking in this different way of thinking about an idea, trying to pull yourself away from the production mentality and great tactical ideas. You move away from that and try and think of a core big idea that can really live across multiple channels in multiple formats. We're also starting to think very much about brand narratives. So there's like this 12-month kind of content plan and story that needs to be told. And while there'll be tactical stuff in there, you really need to carry the brand with all the content that's being generated. It's not about short campaigns. You spend a lot of money, you get a lot of fireworks, and then it goes away. We don't call it reverse mentoring. We just try and hire people with very small egos that are prepared to kind of suck up any kind of knowledge. And Fran is, Fran's the paragon example of that. She came into this agency, she had 60-odd creatives reporting to her at Ogilvy. She got here, she had 6. She used to have an office, she used to go to board meetings, she sits in the bullpen. And she got here, with no ego, and basically has sat with our youngsters. She's already started programming and coding. She's sat with our social media guys. She's really kind of, through forced osmosis, picking up a lot of these skills. And that's why I back us to win. Because at the end of the day, fast forward 6 months' time, she's so smart that she'll have that IP as well as her IP, which you can only get from experience. And so how do you not win? You got the best of both worlds. We've had fairly significant growth, so our cash is always a problem. I think if you look at all the digital agencies, we don't have nearly as much money to invest in things as the classical agencies. But if we can convince some of these classical minds to come to digital, I think we have the better chance. And increasingly, we're seen as targets. Increasingly, we're winning these through-the-line pitches. Both our Quirk and both our Joburg and Cape Town agency have won significant through-the-line bits of business in the last 12 months. And so, we're validating that statement now too. So I think that's why we have an interesting proposition, and hopefully we can continue that. I think the communications agency of the future exists largely in a few agencies. I think RGA has the right mix. I think AKQA to some extent has the right mix. I think Droga has the right mix. Droga's got this godlike classical idea thinking that is born digital, and it's amazing that they can have these fantastic thinkers that want to put everything in digital, you know, whereas the reason classical advertising's failed in a digital world when it does fail is because they treat digital as a channel and as a production unit. And as soon as you do that, you're never going to win. And so I think Droga is doing very well in that instance. It's interesting that Droga is moving very much into the, they were bought by one of the big Hollywood agencies. And so they're moving into that celebrity and that fame and brand endorsement by big names. And the key thing that Droga's realized early on is that storytelling needs stars. And so I think it's quite interesting that they've done that merger. And they've essentially got access to big name stars, and that's going to be really interesting from a content point of view. RGA is also very good because they have deep digital competence in that they can build utility. So for instance, the Nike Plus, everybody knows about that. We call that digital utility. It becomes part of people's lives, and so it becomes very, very useful. And every time you use that, it's a customer touch point. It's brand reinforcement. You know, you're inextricably linked now to the brand. RGA's got a deep competence to do that. So, I mean, I guess if you forced me to, I'd take both pieces, the Droga and the RGA piece, and I'd mash them together. And to me, that's what the future agency is. Deep technical competence, engineers that are very conceptually creative with these amazing classical thinkers.